Welcome, shipmates, once again. This is an episode that I really seriously considered not doing or just deleting it because frankly it's just so darn embarrassing. But I figured there's probably some other people out there experiencing extended midlife crisis like me, thinking about going sailing, so maybe they'll learn something from this. So let me share it with you. When I left you yesterday, I had quite a discussion with the harbor master about the tide and the channel and the depth of water and all of that, and I announced that I was proceeding with caution down the channel and into the marina. After all, it was on all the charts, it's marked, in the guidebooks it's marked 3 meters of water even at the lowest tide, and my boat only draws 2 meters, so I should have had at least a meter of water everywhere, so I wasn't overly concerned. But the harbor master had given me some instructions: stay in the middle of the channel, slightly to the left, proceed slowly, and all that. So I said, okay, so here I come. Well, what do you think happened? And you guessed it, I ran aground. The smart thing I did was I came down the channel at 2 knots, a little slower than I would normally do it. And the channel is about 3/4 of a mile long. And I breathed a big sigh of relief when I came around the corner into the marina. I said, whew, made it. Well, that was a little too early. So let's go, I'll go upstairs on the deck here and show you what actually happened. So here I am aboard Isabel now, in my berth space, in the marina. Let's see how it is. And what I did was I came down the channel this way, past that red fishing boat, right through here, and the attendant, and I came around, and right when I got across from the military, the police boat there, across, probably about 3/4 of the way across this channel, I turned and started to turn in to come to my berth. And as soon as I did that, started that turn, there was a very loud screeching sound, metal against metal, and the boat ricocheted back up the channel that direction it is now. And so I put it back in gear and I came around, and instead of going further down the pontoon into my place, I took the first available one because I was afraid that the prop might come off at any second or something like that. So I hit something. Technically that's running aground. There's no partially running aground or touching or anything. I ran aground. If I had been in the military, in the Navy, that would have been the end of my career, and I would have had to sign up for that truck driving school someplace. So let's finish this down because I think there's too much wind out here, and you won't be able to hear as well as I'd like to keep the message. So, when I hit that loud, whatever it was that I hit on the bottom, made a loud screeching sound, metal against metal. The military guys, the gendarmes on that police boat across the way, they came running out on the deck there, and they were all looking over the side, thinking that I'd hit their boat. Obviously, I was in the middle of the channel, so that's not what happened. But the attendant that was on the pier, on the ponton, he heard and saw what happened as well, and he just shrugged his shoulders. I did a little more than shrug my shoulders, but I used some French expressions. And anyway, I pulled in, moored it off, and tied to the pier, and the attendant left. And then I did a very quick inspection to make sure there wasn't gushing water in anywhere. And then I got my paperwork and I went over to the harbor master's office. And in the meantime, the attendant had explained to him what had happened, that I had hit something. So what I'm expecting to see is a big scrape mark on the keel. My keel is steel with an epoxy coat over it. So, if that's the extent of the damage, it's not too bad. It's more to my pride than anything else. And I'll splash some primer onto it and some anti-rust, and I'll be on my way. That's the end of it. Let's hope that's it. We'll find out tomorrow when I do the inspection. Now, what's the lesson to be learned from all of this? The charts say there's a minimum of 3 meters of water. the harbor master said, you know, it was okay to proceed, you know, take lots of precautions, go slow, stay in the middle of the channel and all that. So whose fault is this? You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's 100% my fault. First of all, the dead giveaway was the harbor master. When I called yesterday, I don't know if you will recall this. At one moment he said, and when do you intend to come in? And he said it with a strange voice and inflection that made me think, oh, he's concerned about something. And I thought, well, it's low tide, but low tide here, you know, there's still 3 meters of water. So I responded to him, oh, yeah, I'm going to come in. Do you, unless you advise against it? And he said, no, you can come in. You know, it's low tide now, and you know, the key message was that should have sent red lights flashing and bells and alarms going off, because harbor masters never talk like that. They always, the typical discussion with a harbor master is, welcome, your place is pontoon 23, berth number 6, so we'll see you in a few minutes. They never give any other speech about be careful about it. So that should have been an alarm, that he was concerned, and he went on and on and on talking about, well, it's mud, it's not rock, be careful, go slow, and all. You know, if somebody says something like that to you, he's got local knowledge. That takes precedence over what the charts say, what the guidebooks say, and what my head says. So I should have listened to that, and I guess that's the key takeaway. So my fault, 100%. I'm hoping that the damage will be superficial and nothing serious. I was going very slow. I was, 2 knots, so it's not like it's going to dislodge the keel or bend something irreparably. So that said, I don't think I'll tell my wife, so I'm counting on all of you to keep this secret. Good morning. We've just pulled the boat out of the water. My friends here pulling it forward. I've already breathed a big sigh of relief because the propeller is in good shape, no damage there, and you can probably not see it from here. There was there's a ding right on the leading edge of the keel, where the keel touched. Right here.
Mais c'est le main, ça. C'est la question. Sí, pero ¿lo viste? ¿Qué toca para dar solo eso sin rascar? Una piedra ahí, que va.
Sì, dice che volare una bella fascia che vuoi buttare al muro, lo potete buttare. E mira che che volare, per igual che lo
And rather, this is just some of the protective painting that I put on the prop, so the prop has no damage. Good. Sigh of relief. Well, I thought I'd give you an update on the damage to the keel. As you saw, when we pulled it out of the water there was a ding on the front leading edge of the keel. No other damage, and whenever you damage a keel, you have to really be careful that the bolts that are holding it attached, or that there's no movement whatsoever in it. You don't want the keel falling off at some time. And we looked at it very closely. I pulled and tugged on it as hard as I could in every direction, and I saw zero movement. And the seal of the paint of the keel to the hull all the way around was still in place. So I really don't think there was any damage done. Now it's there, but basically what they did was they took a grinder, grinded it all smooth, did a heat pistol and dried it all out, put a first coat of primer paint on it, then sanded it down so that it was smooth and aerodynamic or hydrodynamic, so that it would flow through the water perfectly. And then a final coating of anti-fouling, and it looked as good as new. And the Spanish were so good, and I mean they were brokenhearted that I hit something in their marina, and again I take the responsibility for that. I came in at low tide on a very high coefficient low tide. Even though the charts say that it should have been okay, not a bright thing to do on my part. The Spanish charged me nothing for the work that they did. So it was out of the water for about 3 hours. About half of that time was just letting things dry. And then put it back in the water, and I'm now waiting for the weather, and I'm on my way to the Azores. So we'll keep you informed.